Welcome to Thieves' Cant, a tabletop gaming podcast with your hosts, Jeremy Shane and Chris White.
Welcome in, welcome back. It is Monday, March 9th. You're listening to Thieves' Cant. I'm Jeremy Shane.
And I'm Chris White.
Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can like, subscribe at thievescantcast. If you want to reach the show, email thievescantcast@gmail.com. Hope you had a good weekend.
It was wet.
Yeah.
So, lots of rain.
Got to celebrate my son's birthday over the weekend.
Yes,
Right.
That's right.
My not-so-little boy anymore.
No.
Yeah, like if you put us on the creature size scale,
Yeah.
you know, the images, he's the one on the right of me now. He's
Size large now.
right. Coming up today, of course, we've got a new crowdfunding spotlight that we want to take a look at. The latest news as well. We've got quite a bit of that to get into. So here are the headlines. So last week, Dungeons and Dragons revealed their upcoming products for 2026, at least, an idea of what most of these products are going to look like. There's still some mystery involved here. We know that coming in the spring is the season of horror.
That's right.
Right. So we've got confirmed new Ravenloft, right? Ravenloft, The Horrors Within. I think this is kind of your general horror catch-all for D&D.
And we saw some of what I assume are the subclasses in the Unearthed Arcana testing earlier. So
a lot of third-party products, of course, that we've talked about in the past also hit D&D Beyond in the season of horror in the spring months. Then sometime in the summer leading up to fall, we've got the season of magic. There's not a lot to accompany that announcement other than Arcana Unleashed, a new source book for all things magic, I suppose.
there you go.
Probably new magic subclasses and
Yeah.
new spells and all the options. that you
Magical
need.
items.
New items, right.
That's right. Yeah.
And then fall into winter, which, I mean, we're just now coming out of winter. I don't want to think about the next winter, but that'll be the season of champions. And unlike the season of horror and the season of magic, there is no major product announced as yet. So this one is the most mysterious of them all.
Yeah.
Season of Champions.
Is that going to be Dark Sun?
Do you think that ties into Dark Sun?
I don't know. I really don't know at this point.
Right.
They may not know yet. Who knows?
So here we are nearly a quarter into 2026, and we finally have an idea of what 2026 is going to hold for D&D.
This was a long time coming. I think people were starting to get a little concerned. The art I've seen out of this stuff looks pretty good.
The art looks really nice. The interior layout, because they've previewed some interior pages, I really like the look of it. Now, I've got to say, the Arcana Unleashed, it reminds me a lot of Draw Steel. The cover of this one.
Yeah.
And, of course, this is an audio show, so we can't show you this, but
Right.
it's very – it has kind of that comic book art style to it.
Yeah.
And you can tell they're really going for a clean layout on the front.
It does.
Bold white lettering. It looks a lot like a Draw Steel.
Yeah, now that you point it out, it really does.
So if you're a D&D fan, I suppose some things to be excited about.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they turn out great.
Something we failed to mention, I should have done this at the top. I don't know if you saw, but WotC has officially branded 2024 edition 5.5E.
I did see that.
It is official.
Yes.
So they have...
Weren't they railing against that in the past?
For a long time.
Yeah.
Right? So 5.5E it is. There's a new Dungeons & Dragons homepage as well, like separate from D&D Beyond.
Oh, really?
DungeonsandDragons.com. So new look. I went to check it out. It is incredibly slow.
Okay.
One of the first things that came up for me was hey, click here to experience D&D. Try it out. Learn what it's all about. You know, maybe I'm coming to this website, curious about the game. I know the name, but I really don't know what it's all about. Let me tell you about my learn to play experience.
Okay.
So I click the learn to play, and then it's really slow again.
Yeah.
And an image of a beholder appears on the screen abruptly. and the question comes up, what do you do? And then it presents 4 icons, and each of these icons represents, like, do you want to fight it? Do you want to talk to it? Do you want to study it? Or do you want to run away? And, you know, the fighting option had a sword. The study it had a book. The speak to it had a profile. You could tell the person was speaking. Right? Little sound waves coming out of the mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the runaway had like this, a head, like a cloaked head, all mysterious, kind of roguish looking. Visually, the coolest option.
Yeah. Yeah, that made cowardice seem much more appealing.
Well, I was thinking, all right, I'm gonna pick the sneaky, stealthy option. I love rogues, and I never play them.
Yeah,
but probably conceptually, one of my favorite classes.
Yeah.
So I click that option, and then it says roll to find out. And it gives me a little D20 icon.
Okay.
And I click it, and that was it. Then it gave me all the options if I wanted to continue to explore D&D further, like here's a link to D&D Beyond.
That was...
So I thought, well, maybe this was a glitch. Nope.
I guess you ran away to the D&D marketplace. So I think, I'm not sure, but I think this might actually just be a placeholder for the true D&D experience.
Which is?
Well, that's where you're going to click on the link to learn what it is, and then a text message screen is going to pop up, and you're going to get a message from another random player that says, hey, I can't make it Saturday. Then you can respond, do you want to reschedule for next week or the week after? You know, and then you pick one, and they're like, hey, I'd like to. Another player, but, you know, like I got to like watch my kid and shampoo my dog, you know, so maybe that's just how that. And then the final screen is just sadness and sitting at home watching Babylon 5 or something.
That's it.
Yeah.
Modiphius, who has put out RPGs for Fallout, for the Elder Scrolls, now is taking on another Bethesda property.
Wow.
They are putting out a Wolfenstein RPG. Still using the 2D20 system. Focuses on Wolfenstein, the New Order, and the New Colossus. Expected to begin crowdfunding in the fall. I know you like the Wolfenstein games, right?
I only played the first one. The first new one, right? Not I did play the original, but yeah, it was good. I don't know about the second game. I can't speak to it, but yeah, the first game was great.
Yeah.
But I will tell you about the Fallout game. I did purchase that. And I have never had an opportunity to play it, but I really like that book. Yeah. It was well put together, and it looked like a fun system. So if
do you remember much about the 2D20 system?
No, not really. I mean, I bought dice.
Yeah,
you know, I had to buy cool Pip-Boy.
Well, yeah,
dice, of course. So, but no, again, I didn't. It's been a while since I've read it, but I liked everything I saw. I mean, it looked like it would be fun. It wasn't overly complicated, as I recall, and I know they had some pretty good writing. I think they released a big adventure, like to go along with that. I didn't buy the adventure, but I watched the summary, and it looked good. So I think they put out pretty quality products.
All right. So again, crowdfunding in the fall. If you are a Wolfenstein fan, bring Wolfenstein to the table.
Fight some Nazis.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, that's the news. Let's head over to crowdfunding. Today, we are looking at Atlas Imprecatis. This is funding now on Kickstarter from Gordy Murphy. Taking a look at the Kickstarter homepage, it tells us that Atlas Imprecatis is a collaborative TTRPG about creating and exploring ritualized urban legends. So it'll tell us if you're a fan of movies like The Ring or Candyman.
Oh, yeah.
You know, things like that. Urban legends, ritualized lore. That's what this is all about. Player characters who are a little too curious and go a little too deep down the rabbit hole, and some entity is waiting, right? No GM. No dice, which is going to be a deal breaker for some folks.
Yeah.
But this is perfect for a one-shot. relatively low commitment.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're just in for, hey, one of those sessions that not everybody could make it to your normal game,
right?
This is one that you can break out and just have an afternoon.
Sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, so players each choose a character playbook for their investigator. They give the example of the skeptic, who doesn't really believe in the strange things that are happening, but has their own reasons for being along, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the chronicler, who is determined to document and share what's happening. So whatever character you are, you have your own individual playbook, and that provides all of your role play triggers. So when you're in a role play scene, it kind of tells you some things to be on the lookout for and ways that your character might want to respond to that. So that's your playbook.
Okay.
So you can see how the collaborative elements would come into play here, where you could run this session, making connections with your fellow players without the need for a GM's direction.
Yeah.
This funds until March 16th. You've got a few different options here. $10 gets you the entire digital pack, so pretty low commitment there. But if you want to go bigger, you can get the physical copy for $20, which also includes the digital material. And I like what the designer is doing here. At that physical edition pledge, your $20 commitment gets you your PDF, your physical book, and it unlocks a PDF for someone in the community who can't afford a copy.
Really?
There's a higher tier at $30. It unlocks 2 digital copies.
That's pretty neat.
So that's just an option for you. If you want to pledge at a higher level and essentially gift someone a copy, then they set it up for you to do that.
And it's still pretty affordable.
It is.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's worth a look. We've got a link in the show notes. Again, that is Atlas Imprecatis from Gordy Murphy on Kickstarter, funding through March 16th.
That's neat.
I think that's going to do it for today's show. That'll set up the week ahead for us. We're back tomorrow with a Lore Vault episode. We'll get a deep dive, courtesy of Chris, on a topic of your choosing.
It's a mystery.
We're back in the Forge of Creation on Wednesday, working on that heist scenario that we've been setting up. Thursday, a little back booth banter on morale.
Yeah.
And then this Friday is Friday the 13th. So, and we might be talking some gaming superstitions to wrap up the week. All right, so that's what our week ahead looks like. Hope that you have a good week ahead, and join us back tomorrow. As always, thanks for listening. Email thievescantcast@gmail.com. I'm Jeremy Shane.
And I'm Chris White.
It's been Thieves Cant. So long.
Thank you for listening to Thieves Cant. Email thievescantcast@gmail.com.